I'm Heather.
And my name's Laura.
Today we're doing part 4, the final part, of cosplay shopping in Tokyo.
And this is the second half of our Ikebukuro video series, so without any further ado, let's go. Thanks again for joining us for the fourth and final part in our video series of where to go cosplay shopping in Tokyo.
We're going to be having another look in Ikebukuro because Ikebukuro is so big, there's so much to see. This is going to be covering some of the slightly more obscure cosplay stores.
Yes, so off the main drag, there's a couple more places that you can actually go, and I think we'll just get straight into it and have a look to see what we can find today. So just down the road from the anime that we were at earlier is a whole bunch of K-book store. Now K-books in Ikebukuro, especially on Otome Road, are all separated by kind of like, they're just like scattered. It's like just someone just threw a bunch of stores out there. And each store has its own individual purpose.
Yeah, so if you're looking specifically for like a secondhand manga store or like a secondhand video game store, that sort of thing, they'll all be in separate stores.
Yeah.
And the one that we're looking at is the cosplay store.
Obviously. So right down the street, I think it's maybe like a 5 to 7 minutes walk along from that animator, just straight down the street. Yeah. It's huge.
Yeah,
it's massive.
It's massive. There is a lot of stuff in here. Like, I don't think the video really captures how big it is.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because, like, especially in the corners, like, you've got, like, double rails of costumes. Like, every inch of this store is, like,
it's
is
just
used.
covered in costumes and accessories and all sorts.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this one is that it's very easy to find what it is that you're after. Like, it's very obvious from walking in how it's separated out. So the section that we're currently in is the video game costumes, and each different section has a big label saying what series they are, what genre they are. So if you know what the Japanese text looks like, if you can read Japanese, then you'll be able to find what it is that you're after. If not, if you ask, someone will be able to direct you to where it is that you need to be. But if you're looking for, say, Final Fantasy costumes, they're all going to be in the same place.
Exactly. It's... I literally, every time I think about how big this store is, like, I can't get over it. It's much better than in design wise with the store as some of the other ones, because everything isn't totally crammed together, and I guess that's one of the benefits of it being on such a huge scale.
Yeah.
So you can easily poke through the costumes and pull stuff out and things like that. It's easier to see what the costume looks like, just because of the way the store's laid out. Like some of the other stores, they do sell a few new things, like new cardigans, new socks and gloves and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
like some of the smaller accessories, they will have a range of new.
Yeah, but I would like all of the costumes are secondhand. Though.
Yeah, the nice thing about this sort of store as well, like on a bigger scale than any of the other ones that we've covered, is that because everything is traded in and because the store is so big, sometimes you'll have like 2, 3, 4 of exactly the same costume, but they'll all be from a different supplier or a different source or a different company. So if you want, say, a Madoka costume and one's a slightly brighter pink, or like one's a bit dull or one's shiny or whatever else, you can go through and you can pick which one you want, you can try them on, you can see which one looks best, and then you can buy the one that you like the best. So it's got,
rather than going somewhere like ACOS, where you know the ACOS quality, but what if it doesn't have something you like about it on it?
Yeah.
If you go to a place like this, you can choose from maybe, like you say, 4 or 5 different brands of costume. Get it exactly the way you want.
Yeah, it's much more versatile, and they have an awful lot in there.
So K-books is pretty big, right?
Yeah. It's much bigger than the video that's on.
Yeah.
Much bigger.
It's hard to describe the size of places, and obviously when you're just filming on a tiny little phone, it's like, and also you're obviously trying to hide from the staff as well, because you're not supposed to take photos. Yeah. But, so not just cosplay shops, we wanted to have a look at shops that might interest cosplayers.
Yeah. Which
is why we've picked our next destination. So should we just go and have a look? This is slightly different.
This place is great.
This place, like we're both like overcome. It's like, oh my god, how do we talk about Tokyo hands? Okay, if you've been to Japan before, or even if you just spent a bit of time in Japan on like your current trip or whatever, you will have probably seen a big sign with these massive hands on it, because there is probably one in most of the districts.
Most of the really big districts, yeah. I mean, Tokyo Hands is sort of like a life department store, so depending on what it is that you need, if you want some stationery, you'll find that on one floor. If you need some appliances, you'll find that on another floor. And what we're looking at is the DIY floor and the craft floor.
So the fourth floor in the Ikebukuro store, which is in Sunshine City. So like if you walk a bit further into Ikebukuro, you can see Sunshine City. It's got a massive sign. You can't miss it. Go up to the fourth floor. Just be overwhelmed. Like we included this bit because if you're a cosplayer who likes to craft their own costumes from scratch, it's just a really great experience to see this. Like, how many websites do you use to get each individual piece of what it takes to make a costume?
If you want foam, you have one specific foam supplier. If you need warbler, you'll go to a different supplier.
But like every single type of little thing is all in different places. I mean, you can't go into Debenhams and buy some warbler. You can't go into Fennec and buy some, like, you can't. You just can't do it. In this place you can, and it's like, it's just so nice.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming to imagine that if you need an accessory, say if you need to make a prop, and you need a pole for the prop, and you need to make the head for the prop, and you need a gem for the prop, and you've got to have like lights in it.
And you need to prime it and paint it and shape it.
You can get all of that in here. And I wish I was exaggerating, but literally, if you were to make, say, like a spear, you could get every single piece that you need in here,
including
without a problem.
Including the like the Dremel and the sand and stuff that you would need to do it.
all the tools that you would need, you would be able to get in here. Like they have a section dedicated to glue. They have, you can see, there's all different colors of duct tape. There's like everything that you can ever imagine that you will need is going to be available in here, and it's not even unusual. Like I've been to 3 different Tokyo Hands, and they all have sections like these. So it's not as if this one is a specific cosplay-centric store. Like this is literally just a store in Japan that sells craft materials.
If you're in Nagoya, you can go to Tokyo Hands and buy the stuff. If you're in Osaka, you can go to Tokyo Hands and buy the stuff. If you're in Sapporo, you can go to Tokyo Hands and buy this stuff.
Yeah.
No matter where you are going to be equipped to
get what you need. Yeah, and it's not even as if the stores vary depending on where you are. Like if you go to a different store and it's say like on a smaller scale, they'll still have a huge range of stuff. It'll just be crammed in a bit tighter. Like you're not going to miss out depending on where you are.
So this particular store, the stuff we look at, the 4th floor had all the DIY, the foam, the tools, the glue, the paint. This is the 7th floor, which has all of the crafting stuff. So in particular, I was really interested in looking at all the leatherworking stuff. So they have a range of different treated hides, veg tan, books, stamps, thonging, stitching.
Everything you're going to need.
Yeah. I mean, they've got like snakes. Like, why can you just go and buy a snake?
I don't even know where I would get one here. Like, if I was to look online, I would have to go on Google and be like, where can I buy snakeskin?
Exactly.
I don't know. And even for all of this, like all the jewelry making stuff, like anything that you need for jewelry making, like any length of chain, any length of wire, any kind of gauge of wire, it is all here.
Spend some time in Tokyo Hands and you will love it.
Yeah.
Trust me. So yeah, we thought it was really worthwhile to go and have a look at Tokyo Hands, just because it's an experience in and of itself.
It's really exciting if you make things to realize how you can get so many different things in one place.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit overwhelmed, like thinking about coming back. It's like actually like just such a good place. But so the last place we want to go is another wig shop. Again, it's a tiny little place, but we thought it might be worth mentioning since people will be in the area anyway. Worth a look. So the last place on our adventure in Ikebukuro we're going to look at is Maple Wigs. I've included this just because it's so close by. You can see it's opposite the main anime flagship store, which is not the one we went to before. It's the main store with all of the merchandise in. It's in this building on the 6th floor. You just go straight up and the lift. It's really, really easy to find.
Yeah.
And Maple Wigs is like a really unique wig store.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Japanese brands go, this is one of the oldest ones, and it's one of the most sort of like trusted Japanese
Definitely,
brands.
it's the recognized brand.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that they sell, like, they didn't start out as a cosplay wig store. Like, they started out as a wig store. So
I think that speaks for itself
Yeah.
when you look at the quality of their wigs and the variety. Like, you can't really go in, like, I don't remember seeing any lace front wigs in ACOS when I went in, and I went into like
No.
3 ACOS stores.
No, and Assist, I'm fairly sure, don't do lace front either. Like, a lot of the more specific cosplay stores, like, they may have one-offs where you can get, like, a glued hairline, that sort of thing, but finding lace front wigs is very unusual, and finding things like sort of facial hair and, like, hair pieces is very difficult as well, whereas this store has a big range of those different things because it is a wig store. It's not just a cosplay store. Like, they cater for a lot of different things.
Yeah, and you know, it's gonna have all of the same accessories, but like on a more professional level, not on a cosplay level.
Yeah, so you may pay a bit more in here, but you know that you're getting like a really high quality product.
You're buying from a reputable brand, you're buying high quality items. It's good to just have a look around as well.
Yeah.
So that was actually the last place that we're gonna look at in our video series, so I wanna go back now. Yeah. But we really hope that this has been useful. Like I said at the start, it's by no means an exhaustive list. It's just a kind of taste of what you can find if you're going for the first time, or even if you've been to Tokyo before but you've never explored the kind of cosplay opportunities there are out there. We just wanted people to know like the kind of stuff that you can really, really easily get to.
Yeah, I mean, even then within sort of Japanese culture, like cosplay is such a huge thing, but it's not always the easiest thing to find, just sort of having a wander around in stores. So this is just a brief sort of look at a few places where you can get started, so hopefully it helps.
Yeah, again, so thank you very much for joining us. See you next time.